Well, the landscape of chaotic wrestling has shifted in recent weeks and is a landscape right now seemingly dominated by the Unit. That is the name of this group of men, including and potentially led by the savior himself, JT Dunn. In the ring right now, not Danny Miles. No.
Well, you know what, Reg? Sorry to cut you off. Well, excuse my French, but I can't believe these guys have the balls to show up here after what they did at the end of last week's episode.
I am totally with you. Of course, Trigger the OG in the ring with Dynamite Danny Miles. But right now, YouTube's favorite vlogger, it is Jack Tomlinson, who made his chaotic wrestling debut last week. He has the selfie rod right there. He is holding it up. We are live on the YouTubes. This is a new experience for me.
Is that a new selfie candle?
It's a new selfie stick, but Jack Tomlinson was working out with Ricky Archer. There was a little bromance going on there, and well, this is the result of that bromance. And I'm telling you, I'm a big fan of Jack Tomlinson right now, but I'm also a big fan of seeing what Dynamite's Danny Miles actually brings to the table.
Are you a fan still of Dynamite Danny Miles, Reginald? I can't believe you'd even say that. After what he did to Davian, and then what they did collectively, that new unit, that the man with the bad new attitude, JT Dunn, Trigger the OG, and Danny Miles collectively did to our heavyweight champion at the end of last week's episode was appalling. I think fines not only should be levied, but suspensions should be handed out.
I don't disagree, and I'm not condoning their actions. I'm just saying that Danny Miles has woken up, and if it took JT Dunn to wake him up, this man in the ring is a dangerous weapon. But Jack Tomlinson right here showing the speed needed, but again, this is where Danny Miles just absolutely dominates. There's no big height difference. Danny Miles is not a giant, right? But he's got that ground game that is second to none in chaotic wrestling.
And that, combined with his experience, does make him someone not to be taken lightly for. But I just can't get over what happened last week. I'm so sorry. No one should ever do what they did.
No, I agree, and especially not to Davian. She did not deserve it. That was a huge opportunity for her. But right now, let's try and keep our focus on what's happening in the ring. And as you just saw, Jack Tomlinson, it looks like his Jack Tingle was working a little bit there as he keeps nipping up. And this is some fantastic agility, almost like spider-like reflexes from Jack Tomlinson, throwing kicks. And there he goes, putting Danny Miles on the back foot. And Jack Tomlinson then reversed to put himself into harm's way. Caught. Takes him down. Beautiful uppercut right there. Tomlinson climbs to the middle rope. And look at that. Missile drop kick from the middle rope. We've got a 1, just a quick 2 count. But look, Jack Tomlinson, not just a vlogger, right? He is an absolute great athlete.
I thought he was a vlogger.
I'm coming to terms with these things. I'm getting a little bit of education on the side. I've got the headset on right here. They're feeding me some of these terms.
That's Frank in the truck.
It is Frank in the truck giving me some of the info that I need. But what I'm... look at that, Tomlinson. The Jack Tingle wasn't working there.
And then look at that, just like the end of last week, from behind, Danny Miles knocking out his opponent, Jack Tomlinson.
Yeah, Tomlinson then now put on... I tell you something, that right there reminds me of the Dynamite Kid, not just Dynamite Danny Miles. Of course, the Dynamite Kid really patented that suplex onto the top rope, and Dynamite Danny Miles doing the same thing here in chaotic wrestling.
Another uppercut, this time from Danny Miles to Jack here. Danny Miles,
Well, look, this is the ground game, right? You're not going to see Danny Miles throwing these long sequences. Oh, look at this, though!
OG taking advantage of the distraction here. As far as Danny Miles is concerned, I think he needs a name change. Dynamite Danny Miles, more like Despicable Danny Miles. I can't believe this guy is doing what he's doing to the good people of chaotic wrestling.
Yeah, listen.
They don't deserve this.
I agree with you, Pat. You and I are on the same page here. I'm trying to look beyond the actions last week, which, by the way, yes, I hold Danny Miles responsible for, but I mostly hold JT Dunn responsible for.
Oh, wow, what an elbow there from Danny. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I mean, listen, the folks at home are seeing everything that we're seeing, right? They are seeing the ground game of Danny Miles, right? I'm trying to look past his actions of last week. I'm not taking anything away from the actions, but... Wow.
Discovering his greatness. Go
That
ahead.
sounds like JT Dunn, does it not?
Oh, who do you think he's been listening to?
That sounds like JT Dunn. Dynamite Danny Miles, right now. Despicable, dastardly. Any D word, the alliteration can continue. But Danny Miles.
D word I can use, but I think Twitch would punish me for it.
Yeah, they do have a moderator, and it's not the Nightbot, who, by the way, sometimes tells fallacies.
Hey, you know what? I got to know Nightbot a little bit.
Really?
Not a bad guy.
All right, that's good to know.
Not a bad guy.
Is there bonus content tonight from Nightbot? I don't know.
I haven't talked to him tonight.
Okay, we'll see. He'll probably post something.
Oh! Almost a count of three, a kick out, and missing
all right. Yeah, well,
nice awareness.
Nice awareness, a little bit of naivety though, right? You don't need both.
Well, spidey senses were tingling is what it was.
Yeah, the Jack Tingle working nicely, but you don't need both, and that's the thing. Now, Tomlinson, of course, the comparisons with him and Ricky Archer are fair. Okay, they are both very young and, in my mind, potentially future champions here in Chaotic Wrestling.
I'm a little surprised though of how well they're getting along together, because it seemed like the first time these two met a couple of weeks ago, they weren't really on the same page, Reginald.
Yeah, but look, Ricky's already spoken to that, right? He's spoken to that. He has, and you got to take him at his word. But right now, Tomlinson breaking free there of Danny Miles, getting himself a window of opportunity.
Oh, he threw everything into that knee bar, including the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Jack Tomlinson is worse for wear right now.
Well, the gut has taken a tremendous beating. It doesn't matter how many abs you've got. I think he's got 6 of them right there. Doesn't matter how many abs you've got. When Danny Miles drives his knees directly into your gut, you're down. Well, the choke is on there. Danny Miles continuing, of course. Again, I'll say it again. You're not going to see long sequences of glorified wrestling that you might see from the likes of Ricky Archer, that you might see from the likes of JT Dunn. What you're going to see from Danny Miles is ground and pound. Here's the sumo lift. Oh, look at this. Jack Tomlinson elbowing his way out, getting on his feet. This could be the Jack drop. The Jack drop. That is a great move right there from Jack Tomlinson, dropping Danny Miles straight on his back. If Jack Tomlinson can make his way to his feet, I will say it right now, if Jack Tomlinson pins Danny Miles tonight, especially with Trigger the OG on the outside, that would be classed, in my opinion, as an upset.
And look at this, Trigger the OG coaching up Danny Miles in the corner over there. Or is he maybe thinking about passing him a weapon or something? I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I just saw the chain right by where Jack Tomlinson was. There can't be a chain that's being passed.
All right.
So, I see where your head's at, though.
Oh, and Jack.
Nice elbow.
Coming, but Danny Miles with that strength advantage.
Yep, here's the chop then, takes Tomlinson out, and Irish whip. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Off the top rope, over the crossing the ring here. He takes him down with a beautiful sling blade. Jack Tomlinson, he is absolutely getting fired up right now. Fantastic, huge move in the corner from Tomlinson. And he's climbing up to the top rope as well. Oh my goodness, that was the selfie stick. He stuck him right into the mat pad. 1, 2, wow, what an upset almost.
Jack Tomlinson is crying, it looks like, because he thought he had Danny Miles beat.
Well, that selfie stick was jammed right down onto the mat, and I'll tell you something, that's a move and a half. Now, Tomlinson, look at that, he's put his foot's on the bottom rope, that's going to give him a little bit of extra, as he comes in. Oh, beautiful! The YouTube cut is made, and now Tomlinson going for something out of the ordinary. He picks him up for this. Oh no, Danny Miles slips out the back. Oh, Pele.
Now he's got something else in mind here. He knows it's not enough to put Danny down.
Springboard. Whoa. Hold on.
It looks like Danny pulled Tony P in the way here. And oh, wow! Slaps Jack Tomlinson right in the face. That's that new attitude he's learned from JT Dunn.
Well, and there's the dynamite itself. The fantastic maneuver, here we go. Up, down, and I think Jack Tomlinson could be out. Oh, and he's definitely going to be out if he cinches in this sleeper hold. He's got the legs grapevined. Jack Tomlinson is tapping out, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, sorry, Jack's not going to be updated.
Hey, let go now.
Soon.
Let go now.
Come on, Danny. Come on, Danny. Get off of him. Come on.
He lets him go finally. Tony P there checking on him. Well, listen, Jack Tomlinson comes out once again, gives himself a good showing, but the units, Trigger the OG, Dynamite Danny Miles.
Dastardly, a word you like to use.
Dastardly, and somewhere in the back, getting ready for his match tonight against Ricky Archer, is of course the savior, JT Dunn. But just some of the moves that Jack Tomlinson, if he can find a way to put these moves together...
You gotta give him credit. You gotta give him credit.
Absolutely, but when you get this type of maneuver right here from Danny Miles, takes all the wind out of your sails, the sleep hold puts away. If Tomlinson can put together all of his moves in a way that makes sense, we could be seeing a future star here in Chaotic Wrestling.
But not tonight. The unit collectively containing Dynamite Danny Miles, Trigger the OG, and not seen here, JT Dunn is still running roughshod.
Well, we'll see JT Dunn coming up in our main event tonight, but coming up next is going to be Charlie Cashew taking on the dime piece, Aaron Rourke. The cashew milk has been poured. It is ready to be drunk. We will be back with that match coming up next.